Hello, I'm Eric Dresser, WHCA's Executive Director. We're very excited to bring you the first episode of Showcase, filmed in several years. WHCA Showcase was created and produced by former WHCA Executive Director Steve Roy. What began as a show exclusively showcasing music is today being relaunched as a program for all creative expression. We'd also like to explain that we're relaunching this program, along with several others, as part of WHCA's one-off series program initiative. This concept is that anyone can produce several episodes or a single episode without a long-term commitment. For more information on how you can get involved, please visit our website at www.whca.tv. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Showcase, your one-stop for the arts in Whitman and Hanson. We're actually bringing back the show with a bang today because we are at the Spring Art Exhibit at the Whitman Hanson High School, and I'm joined by Marcus Casey and Chris Maher. How you guys doing?
I'm good. Good.
Great.
So tell us a little bit about what you do at the school.
So I call myself a digital media teacher. I do digital photography, video production, some graphic design, kind of all-encompassing.
I do computer graphics, and everything else is the more traditional arts, ceramics. This semester, ceramics and computer graphics, but also art foundations, design work, drawing, painting, all sorts.
So there's a wide variety of arts that the students can learn here. And it's great to see such a big event for this. Talk a little bit about what the art exhibit is all about.
So I think the main purpose is to show off our seniors. They're on their way out, about 3 days now, and I think this is a good chance to really get all their work out and have the public come and be able to see what they've been doing all year. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple aspects of it. There's the senior showcase, which is when we feature work over 4 years that the kids did here that took a lot of art classes. And then we have the plates for pantries, which is the aspect of all the kids, seniors or not, created plates that we sell, individual hand-glazed plates that we sell to raise money for the food pantries. We're also you can buy a plate and a meal, and the culinary kids made the meals. And all the while we're being serenaded by some of the music students.
Yeah, so whereas we did the evening of music for Devan Dondero a couple months ago, that was focusing more on the music side of it. Today is all about, mostly visual arts, painting, ceramics, but, it's all just a big variety. And like you said, a big thing is the seniors and their portfolios. Can you talk about the process of how the students were putting that together and having that all showcased?
So I think that one's more Chris. I think, yeah, I mean, My students, I don't typically see them until they're seniors, so a lot of the stuff is from this year from them. But I think with the foundations, Chris does deal with them a lot more. So. Yeah,
and something I forgot to mention is we have our little international supermarket going on over there where everything's written in Brazilian Portuguese and in English. And that was a collaboration between the computer graphics kids and the ceramics kids, because everything in the market was either in a box or a bottle or a container, and the computer graphics kids did all of the graphic work on the packaging. So like in the soda section, it's all packaged in computer graphics. But the ceramics kids did like to-go meals, all made of ceramics and produce and vegetables, fruits and vegetables, that sort of thing. So that's another collaboration. Over here with the seniors, the invitation went out to quite a few seniors who've taken a lot of classes over the 4 years, and some just had too much to do, or, these are the kids that took and put together portfolios and could reach back and get some of their older work and their newer work, so you can kind of see them grow through the years.
And there's even a little showcase of the middle school art as well.
Absolutely. We haven't mentioned that. I forgot about that. That we have some pieces that Mrs. Ewell and Mrs. Milady put in from Whitman and Hanson Middle Schools, and we're featuring what's coming up even before they get to Art Foundations.
So you get a little, the kids get a little inspiration of where their work can go. Yeah. So
Exciting to see what they're doing already.
yeah, absolutely. Do you think there's, with it being such like a big showcase of like the seniors' work throughout the years, is there some sort of like there's got to be like an excitement to that, maybe like an anxiety of like having your work shown? I feel like there's a lot of kind of emotions like having this be like their final send off before they go to wherever they're headed, right?
Yeah, I think it varies. Some of them were really excited. They wanted to put their own work up their own way, and they were really into it. And others, actually, a couple of them are kids that I didn't have until senior year, because a lot of times they don't have room in their schedules. But they had strong work, and it was worth showing if they wanted to show it. So for them, it's a little newer. For some of them, it's old news. They're good at it, and they know what they're doing.
But yeah, we've got a lot of art to be showing tonight. We got some of the visual arts, we got the music playing, and we even got the art of cooking with the culinary students. So let's take a tour. Thank you for joining us on the program, you guys. Thank you for putting this event together. Thank you. And let's go. So we are standing in front of one of the amazing senior displays that are on this side of the library, and I'm being joined by one of the senior artists. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Prescilla Laguerre, and I'm a senior at Whitman Hanson High School.
Nice to meet you, Prescilla. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you have on your portfolio?
So mostly it came from 11th grade, because I didn't really take that many art classes, but I took photography and digital computer graphics last year, and I'm taking ceramics this year. So that's what mostly these are come from.
You want to talk a little bit about sort of the inspirations you take behind your artwork?
Normally I just think like whatever comes to my mind, and that's why it normally ranges from like different things. But I normally stick to more like cartoonist stuff. Like I don't really do that much realistic things. And when I do, I kind of like use me as like the canvas or like the inspiration, because I know how my features are and stuff like that.
There's actually still a pretty wide variety of styles over here. You got some digital art, some hand-drawn, some photography. Were these from specific classes, or this just stuff that you decided to do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I normally like sketch, but these are from like classes, like and assignments and stuff like that. But I still kind of treat them like my own. But I mostly like just sketch in like my notebook mostly.
Yeah, that's great. And people want to know, since you're graduating soon, what's next? What's next for Prescilla?
Well, I am going to college, but I'm kind of striving away from like art. I normally use it more as like a hobby, and I'm actually becoming a neurologist. But I will like still use art as like a hobby more, like to waste time. But I won't get into it professionally though.
I mean, as long as you still enjoy your art and you take pride in what you do, however you do it, that's all good. But thanks for joining us on the program, Prescilla, and congratulations. All right, so we've got yet another portfolio to show off today. I'm joined by
Eryka Ingram.
And you want to talk a little bit about your work, Eryka?
I've done a lot here at Whitman Hanson. This one particularly I actually did outside of Whitman Hanson, but I've done a lot of photography here. I do a lot for the sports teams and different events, and I'm doing it here tonight too. It's just an amazing program that I love being a part of. I found a lot of opportunities, and I found what I'm going to do in the future. I'm going to pursue sports photography, which I found through doing it here at Whitman Hanson, which I included in my portfolio at one point. I absolutely enjoyed the different opportunities that Miss Maher gave us with different classes like ceramics, graphic design, drawing. I always feel like there are opportunities here to explore my art.
Absolutely. Aside from photography, are there any other classes you found like a particular favorite that influenced what you want to do?
I definitely love my drawing class. I did one of my portraits I did in colored pencil, and it's not something I would necessarily pursue as like a job, but it really enhanced my skills with colored pencil, which I love so much, and I will probably continue doing. I would love to continue doing portraits in colored pencil for a side thing or something to do in my free time.
Are there any particular inspirations that you take when you engage in your art?
I don't know. I I take from all over the place. Like this one's my sister. I try to do for myself. Some of them are actually my friends too. I have a few of my friends up over there too. I also take a lot from nature. I work very much in nature. I love just going on walks for hours with my camera and just finding any sort of beauty in the world. I kind of think anything can be a good picture.
You frame it right, you get the right colors, all that, They say, not everything can be an album cover, but I beg to differ.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I completely agree with that. Anything can be an album cover.
Yeah, so since you are a senior and you're graduating, what's next?
I'll be going to the University of Massachusetts Amherst. I will hopefully be majoring in sports photography, and I'm pretty looking forward to that. I have still a lot to do for that, but there's a big program there that I'm looking forward to, so I got a good plan in place.
Absolutely. I'm glad to see you following your passion. Thanks for joining us on the program, Eryka. So we've made our way to yet another interesting senior portfolio, and I'm being joined today by
Kylie Lasky.
Why don't you talk a little bit about your work, Kylie?
I would describe my work as color and vibrancy and just a lot of things just poofed into one and thrown out onto the canvas.
Okay. Were there any particular classes that you took that really influenced the direction you take in your art?
definitely art foundations and maybe even creative writing helped a little bit because I like to put my words onto the canvas as well as my art.
Absolutely. Are there any particular inspirations that you take in your work? Like, what's your muse?
Maybe past heartbreak, I would say.
Okay, I mean, the creativity's got to come from somewhere.
So yeah.
Sure. And I mean, since you're graduating, what's next?
I'm doing the mass transfer, so Massasoit for my associate's degree, and then either Mass Art or the University of Rhode Island.
Very cool, very cool. Thanks for joining us on the program, Kylie. Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
So we've seen a lot of senior displays of art that the students have created over the years, but now we've actually found an artist at work right here. This is really interesting. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name's Ian. Specifically, Ian Ashley.
So tell us a little bit about your work, Ian.
I like to draw, doodle, and things like that. I sometimes do comics, sometimes paintings like these. It's cool.
How does it feel having all your work displayed for all your peers?
Excellent.
Good to know, man. Good to know. And this is particularly interesting. What inspires you to draw all these like very varied and unique characters? I want to know what's your muse?
I've always had like a storyteller part of me, so I started drawing a few years ago, and now I've been doing all this. I specialize in like character design. I don't know too much about like object design. I like character design, you know.
And you know, I can't help but notice that you even got some of your art in black and white, and people can color it. How's that feel?
It feels excellent.
Yeah, it's good to see you really taking pride in your work, man. And you know, you're graduating this year, yeah?
Yes.
What's next? What's the next stage for Ian Ashley?
Good question. I'm planning on doing Massasoit for graphic design. Yes.
Well, keep it up, man. You got a great future ahead of you. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
So we've been showing off a lot of the seniors' work here at the high school, but that doesn't tell you the full story, because the other half of this showcase is actually showing off the middle schoolers' art. And we're actually joined by one of the middle school teachers. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Rebecca Ewell, Whitman Middle School, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. I teach visual arts, and I do a lot of abstract artwork, and these paintings behind us are meditation units, and I also did a series on meditation art where I put the music on and, you know, maybe listen to raindrops or rivers, and they went with watercolor, and it just flowed, and they came out excellent. They were really, really pretty units, and they also did an overlay of ink, India ink, so that those came out really nice.
Talk about your role as, you know, being sort of a chaperone of the middle school arts, because a lot of them have their work displayed. Why would you say it's so important for them to have their work displayed along with the older students, the high schoolers?
Well, not only do they love their artwork being displayed to show it off to their peers, but it makes them feel really nice inside. They, it fills their heart, and if they love artwork, it's just a great feeling to be able to gain the confidence that they need and express what they want to on the canvas.
Can you talk a little bit about the importance of having arts in education as a whole? Because I know like this whole thing has just been a display of just the real impact of like art on students' education. You think you can say a piece about that?
I think it's a huge role to have being able to express oneself, and if it can come into my classroom, I do put the music on, not just meditation music, but it could be anywhere from Aerosmith to Taylor Swift, and they just, once that happens, and once they give the instruction and they start listening to the music and engaging with their peers and in wherever we're drawing, I think their expression and their emotions are on the canvas, and it makes them feel better. It's just an atmosphere where they can control what they're going to be doing. Not like it's different than an academic class where math is just a problem. We're doing more than just math. We're doing math, science, history, art, all in one.
And it's got to feel great as a teacher too to see your students find their creative voice, find their muse, and see them be able to express themselves. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just a great. They astonish me every time I look at some of the artwork, self-portraits over here, or mosaics that they create. It's just. I'm a proud art teacher for these different expressions that they do have for being so young.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for talking to us, Rebecca.
Nice to see you. Thank you very much.
Of course. All right. Thank you. We've got more art to show you. Stay tuned. So we've got yet another senior portfolio to display today, and I'm joined by
Emma Bartelamia.
Tell us a little bit about your work, Emma.
Well, a lot of my work is in acrylic painting. I did an independent study here with the art teacher, Mrs. Maher, and a lot of it is some landscape, and then I kind of moved towards more abstract, and then more of it is charcoal and stuff that I did in the art class rather than the study.
We like seeing a little evolution of style, a little evolution of medium. Is there anything in particular you prefer to do?
I definitely prefer acrylic painting. I think it's more like you can get more like realistic kind of looking pictures with it, and I really like working with it. It's easy to work with.
Is there any particular inspiration behind your work? I know it's quite a variety of stuff, projects you've been working on. Anything in particular that you would say is your muse?
Well, I do see a lot of like tattoo designs and stuff like that, and even just like, I don't know, a lot of like pattern design, kind of like calligraphy type stuff.
Very cool. And what's next after high school?
I'm going to Massasoit. I'm going to major in criminal justice.
Really cool. And I hope you stick to your art because you got a knack for it.
Thank you. I definitely will.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
changes life comes on slowly. A changes hard without a home. Put your hands into your head, and then smiles cover your heart. Fade into you. Strange you I think it's strange you never knew. Fade into you. Strange you never knew. It's strange you never
So that was quite an amazing display of art from the students here at Whitman Hanson. And I'm coming back after the fact to talk to Chris Maher again. Chris, why don't you tell me, how do you think the event turned out? Would you consider it a success?
Yeah, I would definitely consider it a success. It was a great night. We had a lot of fun. We actually ended up staying open much longer than we thought we were going to stay open. And people kept coming in right until 9 o'clock. So I would definitely say it's successful. We're really grateful to everybody, the community, particularly for coming to the event. And we raised over $1,000 for the local food pantries between the work that the ceramics kids and all of the art students actually did with the plates, and also the food that the culinary kids made to serve. It was the first time we'd done a meal in a long time, so it was nice to get back into that. And I think if we were to do it in future years, it would grow in popularity too. I don't think people expected it necessarily this year. So that was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would love to come back another year and see how it grows. Yeah. So at the time of recording this segment particularly, the seniors whose portfolios we showed, they've graduated. Mm-hmm. From a teacher's perspective, how does it feel to part ways with these students that you've worked with, maybe for their entire 4 years, or like seniors that are just starting with art? What goes on as a teacher?
It's kind of a combination of all of it. Some of the times, sometimes there's students that are very, very artistic. They can't fit every class into their schedule. And a lot of times they don't take that many art classes until their senior year because they have a lot of requirements and AP classes to take. So you never know who you're going to get. But I'm always amazed at the talent and the amount of work that they put into the portfolios that they make. And I hate to see them go, but I know they're going on to bigger and better things, both in the arts and in other professions, but a lot of them will keep doing art. So it's nice to keep in touch with them after the fact and see how their work grows and how they grew as a person, too.
Of course. Do you have any words to say for new students that are coming in that maybe they want to experiment with art or take art classes that maybe they're not sure about? Would you have anything to say to encourage those students to give it a try?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, and this goes for all of the arts, I think I can speak for all the teachers in music and culinary and the visual arts too. Don't feel like you have to be a great artist to take an art class. It's amazing how many kids end up in the class, don't necessarily feel very confident about their art skills. They're there to learn. We're there to teach them. So you don't need to know it all coming in. And it's always nice to see somebody who didn't think they could do art bringing their friends in to see what they're working on. So never think you can't, because you'll always get better. No matter where you start, you're going to grow.
Especially like with the middle schoolers' art that was displayed here, I think they have a really good idea of like what they can expect from the art department. And I feel like that's like a huge encouragement to have their work displayed among the older kids' work, so that you can see like, this is where I could grow. This is like how my art can evolve.
Absolutely. And we're lucky to have two really good art teachers at the Whitman and the Hanson middle schools. The work that the middle school kids had on display was amazing, and I can't wait to get them in class too. But it's nice to see the progression.
All right, now we're wrapping up on the program here. Do you have any final words, anything you want to say to like the graduating class?
I'll miss you, and good luck with whatever endeavors in the arts and otherwise. And I want to thank everybody, the seniors who did the senior showcase, Devan Travers and Grace Morgan, who played beautiful music all night long for everybody. Mike DiCarlo, one of our seniors, who when Mr. Ryan couldn't make it because of an unexpected surgery, just came in and filled in and did everything Mr. Ryan would have done. Just handled it like a pro. All the teachers, basically, that helped out with the show as well, and all of the community who came and hopefully enjoyed themselves and will come back and do it again next year.
Absolutely. I'll be back. Well, it was great talking to you, Chris, and thank you so much for watching this episode of Showcase. I hope you enjoyed this revival of an old show. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.